Hoi Arisen, how you going? This is my last Dragon Dogma 2 video in 2024, and in it I want to talk about everything that happened with the game this year, the way Dragon's Dogma 2 is being treated by Capcom, speculate a bit about the DLC, talk about the current state of the game, and of course say goodbye to 2024 and wish you stuff. Let's go. Alright, a brief retrospective first. Dragon's Dogma 2 came out in March 2024, that's 9 months ago, and following substantial sales was labeled a key franchise by Capcom. Since release, Capcom put out 12 patches for the game, and by the way, I have overview videos for nearly every one of them here on this channel if you're interested. The patches mostly targeted performance, various tweaks, quality of life changes were implemented, like expanded photo mode, face zoom-ins, selling from storage, and a new game mode called
Casual Mode,
a mode nobody really asked for. Later in August 2024, Hideaki Itsuno, Dragon's Dogma director, announced that he's leaving Capcom to create his own studio and work on an entirely new game. He said, "Thank you for your long-term support of the games and characters I have been responsible for. I hope you will continue to support Capcom's games and characters. From September, I will start developing a new game in a new environment. I hope to create fun, beautiful games that are as memorable as, or even more memorable than, the ones I have created so far. Please stay tuned for my next creation." It's really hard to say what the reason was for Itsuno to, leave the studio he worked for since 1994. Some think it's because Capcom is going full-on woke. Some say it's because it was really hard for him to make games under Capcom's wing with all the budget cuts, restrictions, pressure, time limitations. Some even think he got fired. In my opinion, it doesn't really matter if he's a happier man now. I hope it's smooth sailing for him from now on. What do I think it means for Dragon's Dogma franchise though? I think it's also hard to say, but Kento Kinoshita, the man responsible for Dark Arisen expansion for the original Dragon's Dogma, is still a Capcom employee, and Dark Arisen is what made the game so great in the first place. So if Capcom allows whoever's in charge of the Dragon's Dogma IP now to continue working on the game, at least we know that there's one man in there in the company who's competent and knows what he's doing. And now let's talk a bit about the performance. It is well known that Dragon's Dogma 2 was released in a poor state. It was and still is extremely CPU intensive, which on release resulted in severe FPS drops, especially in cities. And now after 9 months and 12 patches, I can safely say that it's nearly perfect performance-wise. I mean, of course, it depends on your hardware if you play on PC. Me, for example, if I have my FPS locked at 60, I'm getting a solid 60 with, some occasional dips below that in Vernworth, the main and the biggest city. According to Capcom, the lag comes from your CPU trying to acknowledge every NPC in the area and calculate their schedules and behaviors all at the same time. Like I said, I'm playing the game on PC and my specs are in the description, so if you're still on the fence because of the, notorious performance issues, still trying to figure it out for yourself, check it out and take it from there. If you're on console though, it's much easier. There's a performance mode now, and all the console gamers I know say that it runs perfectly fine now. The only thing Capcom hasn't managed to fix still is NPC pop-ins. It's very bad and hasn't really changed or improved in any way since release. You run around Vernworth and some NPCs just pop in front of you. Sometimes you bump into them while they're still invisible. It looks very goofy and it breaks the immersion. Sometimes when you're out in the wilds, ox carts pop in front of you as well. It looks quite bad. It's a big deal for some people, but if you can look past it, you're in for a good time, at least from a technical standpoint. And now let's talk about the updates. I personally don't understand the phrase "the game is dead," especially when we're talking about a single player game. In my opinion, a single player game, can't really die. It's like a YouTube video that gets like 10 views and then blows up to 10 million 5 years later. But the way Capcom treats Dragon's Dogma 2 and its fans, it's just frustrating. I find it frustrating at times, and I kind of understand where the game is dead people are coming from. For me, the issue is not really the amount of patches and what they address, it's the lack of communication, lack of back and forth with the community. I said it before, I'll say it again. And from a business standpoint, I understand that it's more viable and profitable to support Monster Hunter World or invest in Monster Hunter Wilds than to spend time and resources on a niche cultish game. But if whoever's in charge of the decision making, you know, community management over at Capcom was just a little bit more open to reading the feedback and coming back to us with, I don't know, a post on Twitter X saying, hey, we know you guys want the hard mode, but at this point we're not sure if we can implement it. Stay tuned though. It would be so much better than, you know, the silence that essentially breeds paranoia, conspiracy theories, tinfoil hattery, and then more disappointment after every single major gaming event where Dragon's Dogma 2 was used in a trailer and then completely ignored. The last title update for Dragon's Dogma 2 was released on the 31st of October, and since then it's just radio silence. Nothing on Steam, nothing on X, nothing on the website, and to be honest, it makes me sad. I mean, adding a more difficult mode, for example, is a feature that alone could bring players back and potentially double the playtime for a lot of players. And you know, it's not that difficult to make. Custom difficulty tweaks mod, for example, came out a few days after the release, and it stands as a solid proof that this feature is not as difficult to add as it might seem. And I'm 100% sure that Capcom devs have way more tools to add the hard mode into the game in a more creative, you know, stylish and intricate way. Obviously, I'm not trying to depreciate what Telemity did. They did God's work. Thank you very, very much for custom difficulty tweaks. I think it's the most essential mod for Dragon's Dogma 2 at the moment. Now, I'm seeing a lot of people still talking about the Dragon's Dogma 2 DLC, and some of them are even acting as if they knew the details about it. I don't know, man. I too want it to come, and I even have a massive list of things I'd love to see there. Snowy areas, survival mechanics, more intricate pawn relationship system, daily quests, quest boards, new monsters, new vocations, a roguelike dungeon similar to BBI, the ability to cook fish. Really, I can go on and on. I could make a few hours long video talking about the things the game should have with the DLC, but I don't know if it's coming, and I think that nobody really knows if it's coming. And I think that the sooner we all stop expecting it to be announced at a next major gaming event, the easier it will become and the sweeter the feeling will be if it eventually comes. I think I found my piece. It's just my opinion, obviously, and you're welcome to argue with me in the comments, but that's how I see it. And here's a bold claim and a promise to you, and most importantly to myself. On this channel, you'll never see a video with a misleading title like DLC news, this is big, major leaks. I don't want to do that. I made a mistake in the past with this one. Next From Software game just got leaked video. I'm not proud of it, and I'm not interested in making this kind of content anymore. Still, I'm hoping to get more Dragon's Dogma 2 content in 2025. A DLC, a big patch, whatever, anything. Whatever changes, even the smallest one, will make me very happy, and I'll be sure to make a video about it. And who knows, maybe Dragon's Dogma 2 will be nominated for Labor of Love in 2025. Most importantly though, with new Dragon's Dogma 2 content potentially released, I hope that one of the best and definitely the funniest Dragon's Dogma content creator comes back to us in any shape or form, because she's a treasure. And now a little side note for those watching who are still on the fence. What do you get if you buy Dragon's Dogma 2 right now? What I'm about to say obviously is very subjective, but you are on a channel dedicated to Dragon's Dogma 2, so I'm biased, naturally. I think you get a massive, truly alien action RPG. Alien, if you're not familiar with Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, with a big map to explore, a fantastic character creator to make a playable character and your pawn companion. You get almost endless possibilities to roleplay as pretty much anything you want. You know, Baldur's Gate 3 characters who got sucked into the world of Dragon's Dogma 2, easy. And I don't know, man, like Sonny Chu and Gandalf traveling together, killing Minotaurs. You also get truly amazing combat with every vocation feeling totally different. You get a meh story and a bunch of one-dimensional NPCs, yeah, but if you like role play in your head and treat Dragon's Dogma 2 as a sandbox, you're in for a good, fun 200 to 300 hours. And also, if you love Dragon's Dogma 2 but haven't played Dark Arisen yet, dude, go get it. You can go get it on sale when it's like $5 or something and have an absolute blast for another 200 to 300 hours. It can feel different at first, you know, alienating and visually unpleasant at first, but the more time you spend, the more enthralled you become. It's Dragon's Dogma 2, but more. Way more. And now I want to talk to you directly, my friends. First of all, thank you very much for making it here. And secondly, my apologies for being so inactive these last few months. First, my PC decided to break down due to, like, I don't know, playing too much Dragon Age the Veilguard. Challenge everything, question everything, be evil, be a dickhead.
Come on, Derek.
And then a massive burnout happened, fueled by like a wee bit of Dragon's Dogma sadness. But I'm feeling much better now. My 2024 was weird, but also good. Lots of ups, a few downs, but overall I'm happy I made it through. I have lots of plans and goals for 2025, but the most important one is taking better care of myself. I just got so obsessed with productivity, schedules, cork boards and other shite. I completely forgot how to be creative and passionate about what I love. I kind of lost my way and forgot why I do what I do. It just completely broke me towards the end of the year. So in 2025, I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna work on my writing, my editing. I'll work on my English and maybe even get a gym membership. And I sincerely wish the same to you. Take care of yourselves and your loved ones and find that, you know, sweet spot between being productive and creative, and risk, especially if you think that you might lose. I think it's very important. That's the thing I was so scared about this year. Risking. Just wanted to play it safe all the time and didn't work out. I ended up ceasing my operations entirely for 2 to 3 months. So I'm wishing you a year filled with experiments, creativity, risk, passion, and fulfillment. Go pick up that guitar again, you rocker man. Go finish the script, solo a Dullahan, get a gym membership as well. Start a YouTube channel. Yeah, looking at you, Cherry.
Love.
It doesn't matter. I'm rooting for you all. I'm forever grateful for all the beautiful people I found in 2024 and all the friendships I formed. And I'm super happy with what community we're building over at Bush Dimension, our community-driven Discord. Join it if you want, by the way. Thank you. Just thank you. Happy New Year, happy holidays. And also, check out this outro I made for this video.